contract affair of getting paid until the day I die. Money coming in, but not one at bat, not one pitch, and not one strike. Being deferred is where it's at. Deferred.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Podcast Name Deferred. I am your host, Seven. I have my crew in the back waiting. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, including Shohei Ohtani's fantastic start last night, the Alec Bohm lawsuit that we're getting some interesting info on. We are also going to be discussing really just what's been going on with the week in baseball. And, of course, we're going to spend some time talking about my mortal enemy, CB Bucknor. But first, let me introduce the rest of the P&D crew that will be with us tonight. Craig is actually going to be out this week. He, unfortunately, has had something personal come up, but he will be back with us next week. Coming in first with me on Monday nights on the Sports Report podcast. He is the reason we have an HR department here. We've got Ando.
That's fair. That's fair. I thought you were going to come in with something sly and cool, ladies, stay away. But yeah, no, that HR remark, you really can't go wrong with that. But I am on a very, very clean leash. I've been very professional today. But it is only 9:00, so let's see what happens.
It is only 9:00, and I don't have to tell women to stay away. There's enough flyers to take care of that for me. Coming up next, we have
Wait a minute.
our expert for women's baseball and softball, and she is here with us to make things just go off the rails like always. We've got Erica.
I am
What's up,
here
boss
for
lady?
that. I am the shit show. Hello. Not
No,
much.
you are the
How are you?
boss.
How's your week been?
Talking to me or Seven?
Either one of you, whoever wanted to answer.
The Mariners lost today, so I could be in a better mood. And it was who he lost to that I think that upsets me the most.
I mean, the Dodgers.
Talk about it. Who did you guys play today?
The goddamn Yankees.
Man.
Look, I gotta say it was a much better outing than it was last night because we lost 5-0 last night and only had like 3 hits the entire game. At least this one we put up some runs and kept it competitive in the ninth. So,
Well, and here's the thing. The difficult thing about that is it was Cam Schlitter that started today.
yeah, and he's an ace. I don't care what anybody says. The kid's an ace.
That kid is an ace on 20 starting rotations right now.
Yep.
And as much as it hurts for me to say something nice about the Yankees as a Red Sox fan, I don't have a choice in this case. The kid can throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
And has Cal started to work out of his slump at all, or is he still?
So he got the game-winning hit on Monday's game. I think he went 1 for 2. I didn't catch any of the game yesterday because I had shit going on, and then I don't think he did real well tonight. So he's still slumping at this point.
I mean, I think the thing that frustrates me about it most is, and he did go 1 for 4 today. He had 2 RBIs. So he definitely had 2 of the 3 runs that were scored were because of him.
Yeah.
So
and the bottom of the 8th, because he singled to right that got Cazone and Young to score, moved Donovan to third. And had they gotten another hit, that game would have been a hell of a lot closer because it would have been 4-3 going into the top of the 9th. But Rice killed us today. He homered in the 9th to kind of seal the game away. And then he had a base hit with Bellinger. So,
Check.
God damn it.
Dan the Dick Warner joining us, sir. Good evening. And so we were actually just talking about the Yankees-Mariners game. So
hey, Dan, where are your eyes at, sir? I don't think you're making it any more obvious.
Don't use. God damn it.
We here, I'll pull him back for a second. He's getting some steps. But yeah, no, it's Cam Schlitter is an amazing pitcher. And I think a lot of teams are going to have to realize pretty quick that he's. Are you good, buddy? Nope. Okay. They're going to realize real quick that he's a fucking problem. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what we were gonna dive into tonight. And I want to start by talking about a person who I'm firmly convinced will now be my mortal enemy since Angel Hernandez is no longer with us in baseball. He didn't die. He just was shitty at his job and finally retired. But we have got, all right. You good now, buddy? Dan? He is not good now. Okay. We have got CB Bucknor, who in the game between the Red Sox and the Reds, his first game behind the plate of the season, which, by the way, they said he had 78 challenges overturned already this season. The game against the Reds with the Reds and the Red Sox on, I believe it was Saturday, was the first game behind the plate for the season. So stop it. Don't get me wrong. I think that he is a gigantic pain in the ass, but let's not spread the fake news. In the game against Boston, John Boy Media, which, by the way, if you're a baseball fan, you should be following John Boy because his videos, his breakdowns are fantastic. If you're a sports fan in general, John Boy is a good follow because he talks about other stuff too. But obviously the big thing for them is baseball. But John Boy did a breakdown. There were 20 pitches in that game that could have been overturned. 20 pitches. And then there was the call, the strike three call where he called he said that Trevor Story was at the plate. He said it was a strike three and it was the pitch was out of the zone and Story didn't even swing. Like he had kind of started to check swing it, but he didn't go anywhere near far enough. And he didn't check. The umpire didn't check with the first base umpire, wouldn't appeal. Just said, no, strike three. Last night, Padres game, I believe it was, said a runner didn't touch the base, was out at first. They go back and they look for the replay because it was challenged. The guy had clearly touched first. CB Bucknor wasn't even looking at him when it happened. He was looking in a different direction. And then today, unfortunately, CB Bucknor has to leave the game early. He was behind the plate again today. Unfortunately, got hit with a foul tip ball in the face mask, and it rattled him. Hopefully he's okay. We don't wish ill on anybody. Don't wish anybody injured. But what the fuck is he doing? Like, I
mean, somebody's got to take over for what Angel Hernandez was doing. So at least we found out who it is, right? But like,
for one civilization to rise, another must crumble. I think that's where we're at with this.
No, I mean, and I kind of struggle because I like that the ABS is in play. I really, really like that. But when we have like certain situations like that, I do think that there needs to be more than just you only have two that you can challenge and do the ABS.
The rule that because we talked about the rule last week.
It's not it's not fair.
But if you win, you get to keep those challenges. It's not like
and so to a point you are correct about something. To a point you are correct about something because if they win, they keep the challenges. And Boston in that game, which pissed me off early in the game in the first and second inning, they used and lost their challenges. Those were also the only two challenges in that game that were upheld or that weren't successful. The Reds, every challenge the Reds made, there was back-to-back pitches on what were supposed to be strike three, on what would have been strike three calls, where he called them a strike and it got overturned when Eugenio Suarez was at the plate. Like, if I sucked that bad at my job, I would get fired.
Yeah.
No. Well,
and we're talking about who the owner of the MLB is.
This is true.
Well, but hold on, though, because here's the thing. And this is one of the things that frustrates me is the CBA with the umpires, the Baseball Referee Association, the Umpires Association, does not allow for discipline for situations like this.
Okay,
can,
but why?
if-
That's
if-
fucked up because clearly it's fucking up the game.
especially for a guy like, because CB Bucknor's been an umpire for 25 years. So he actually has tenure and shit. Like, he has more protections than the average guy. The league can't really do very much about it. Now, if his overall performance slips below a certain level, then there's something that they can do. But the number is like really low, and it takes a while of
But
it
at
being
what
there for them to be able to
point,
do something
though?
about it. Like, it's
But like that's where it's not fair though. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but like that's where it's not fair because how long did Angel Hernandez sit here and fuck up? How many times did he screw up on calls? How many? And he never got in trouble for it. So does that just mean Buckner is going to do the exact same shit that we just had with Hernandez? And this is just going to continue and continue and continue and continue. And there's not going to be any consequences for what they're doing. And in that aspect to a degree, being someone that loves football, I love football too. But being somebody that loves baseball, you're destroying the game to a point because you're not giving the team, even if it's not my team, you're not giving the teams a fair chance at playing a game that they have worked very hard to get to this level and play. And that's not fair. That's not okay. So that percentage of what they have to drop to has got to get changed because if not, we're just going to see this continue.
It's and for me, the thing that I think that, first of all, when we get to the next CBA negotiation with the Referees Association, there needs to be something changed. First of all, but the second thing for me, and this is the part that I think is most important, is I think honestly, I think something radical would have to happen truly for the league to actually try to do something. And this would literally be like, you've got two teams that find out that Buckner's behind the plate. Both teams refuse to step up. Somebody else behind the plate. They will not go out and even warm up. Anything that involves being on the field, they will not step out there until they put somebody else other than Buckner behind the plate. They have to force the league's game because it's a big issue if that game doesn't happen.
But what team's going to do it?
And I don't think any of them will do it. But I can tell you that if you get two teams, like even if you convince two bottom end teams, like you get a Rockies versus White Sox game.
Yeah.
And you say, all right, when it's Rockies versus White Sox, what we're going to do is nobody will go out on the field. We're going to put it out. Both teams are refusing to step on the field and even warm up until they change who the home plate umpire is.
But couldn't they just move Buckner to a different position and not be the home plate umpire?
Right, but remember, any base call is challengeable.
Okay. But
So
they have a
you still
replacement.
and
They have a replacement ump, though, don't they? Because they can't just run on a 4.
Yeah, they always have an extra with them.
Yeah.
And so it's possible that they could try and argue like, hey, you can't be on the field at all.
Yeah.
But more than likely what would happen is because with Buckner's tenure, he's usually the crew chief on those crews.
Mhm.
So he's not coming off the field unless he's injured, physically can't perform.
Yeah.
So at most what the league would compromise and do is move him to a different base. And
But then
the league,
in that position, though, you're still leaving yourself up to a chance where he messes up a challenge call.
Yeah.
but you have a lot less calls that he can make at the base that are going to be bang, bang, questionable, close type calls.
Yeah.
Even if he's at first, like you go to maybe one call an inning.
Yeah.
That's better than every pitch.
That's fair.
And so that's where you can take that compromise if you're those teams, just to send a message to the league. Like, you guys need to do something about this motherfucker. That's what it would take. I don't think it's going to happen. Again, being realistic, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that's what it would take. And I think that the league needs to, when the next CBA comes in, they need to definitely demand that there be more recourse for egregious failures. And we can even say it like that, like it's egregious failures. And if the association doesn't agree that it's an egregious failure, what the league says it is, they get an arbitrator. Like, there's things that you can put into place to solve these problems. That's what unions do. That's the entire purpose of unions, is for those kind of discussions. And so they can figure it out. But I would not be surprised if CB Bucknor is the next umpire to get bullied into retiring. It's, the dude's so slow he's not even turtly enough for the turtle club.
Yeah.
And he looks like a fucking turtle. Like he had said, like what are the fucking Goombas from
Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, like if you look at, like, it's a Goomba looking face, or like one of the shell dudes. Like,
Absolutely.
That's CB Bucknor.
Oh my god, you guys are so not wrong. That's so fucked up, but it's so not wrong.
And the fact that the fact that the dude is 63, I think it's about time. Look, I mean, I know 65 is that ripe retirement age. Take a year off.
Andrew Hernandez isn't even 50, so
yeah,
or isn't even 60. So
you had a fair run, or unfair run. Sorry, that slipped out. You had an unfair run.
I was gonna say probably more unfair than fair.
Unfair.
Yeah,
so.
I caught myself. Yeah. Sit on the beach, enjoy a Corona, and listen to some baseball. Tell your grandkids how you messed up games.
Smoke a joint. Smoke a joint.
All right.
Play some craps.
Right.
I mean,
Bet on baseball. You're not in it anymore. Bet on baseball.
All right. So
exactly.
Moving on. The next thing that we are going to talk about is Phillies third baseman Alec Bohm has filed a lawsuit against his parents, Daniel and Lisa Bohm. That lawsuit was filed almost a week ago. It was on March 25th, 2026. The suit filed in Philadelphia accuses them of defrauding him of millions of dollars while managing his finances. This includes siphoning money for their own personal use from his personal accounts into 4 LLCs that they controlled, so that they had control of the money. The lawsuit claims that the parents converted a sizable amount of funds for their own personal use, including paying for personal expenses while they lived in an RV and traveled across the country. They also siphoned millions of dollars out of his charity. And in 2024, when Bohm sought to buy real estate in Texas, his parents allegedly set up 2 additional LLCs and told him he could not hold the property title in his own name. Bohm now believes they overstated property liabilities to misappropriate more funds. And this started because in 2026, when Bohm requested access to his account statements and electronic login information, instead of giving him the information, his parents got an attorney. And they subsequently indicated that they would begin billing Bohm for $50 per hour for their past financial management services, which they had previously stated were free of charge as his parents. He's seeking a judgment of at least $3 million in damages, full control over the disputed LLCs, and getting a CPA to track every dollar transferred from his personal accounts.
At the bare minimum, that's what he should do. At the bare minimum.
Hold on. We're going to talk about this. That's just the breakdown of what we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The next piece of this is, since this has been announced that Alec Bohm is suing his parents, there is support for his parents, as they claim, because they supported him as he became a professional athlete. They are entitled to a financial windfall because of the fact that he is a major league player, that they are entitled to that money. So, Erica, I want to ask you a question. Your daughter gets a wild hair up her ass, becomes a professional volleyball player. Professional volleyball is a well-funded sport, and she's making millions of dollars a year. You have obviously sacrificed time, money, and energy making sure that she was able to pursue her dream. Are you going to demand and some of that money and claim that you are entitled to a financial benefit because she has become a professional athlete?
Okay, so I have a little side questions to this too, because they kind of play a role. If she's sitting there and I guess it's not really side questions, it's just side information to add to it. If she's bought me a house just for the hell of it, if she's bought me a car just for, my daughter's skill, in my opinion, wouldn't really be something that I deserve to reap the benefit from. Maybe I might sound crazy. Maybe if I was like actually in that position, I would think way differently. I do understand, like, to a point, like the time, the dedication, travel. I get it. I mean, because I played sports myself. My parents traveled and took me, so like I get it. I don't know. I consciously want to ended up happening and where her future went. I don't know. I don't genuinely think that I'm entitled to what she also worked for. It wasn't just me putting the effort in. She also put an effort in. And if it wasn't for her achievements and what she's done to work to get there, I wouldn't really have a right to, I don't know, like it's kind of like a catchy situation. Like I kind of can understand to a point, but like at the same time, I'm just like, all I did was give you a ride. Like it wasn't my skill that brought you to this level. I did nothing besides give you a ride, get you to practice, maybe get you set up with like one-on-one sessions, like whatever. But as a parent, you choose to do that. You chose to do that. You didn't have to do those things. You chose. So like, I don't know. I don't think I would genuinely ever expect my kid to just like, you owe me. You owe me. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be doing this. Like, I don't know. I just don't, no, I don't think I could do that. I don't.
For me, it comes down to like, if my son, who has his own talents, if he was going to be talented enough to be professional in something or with anything he wants to pursue, I help with that because that's my job as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do these things, like my son right now, he's on track to be a welder. And he's going to be making, he's a union welder. He's going to be making some good money. He's probably going to be making more than me. And I not once have ever said, well, make sure that you remember I'm going to be getting an allowance from you when you're making $70 an hour as a welder. Oh, if you decide you're going to go be an underwater welder and you're making $200 an hour, $50 bucks of that is going to my pocket so that I don't have to deal with anything. Like that's not how it works as a parent. You
Jokes
don't
with
do
my
that.
kid about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's one thing when as you're supporting your child, you make jokes about something like that, but there shouldn't be no actual expectation of reciprocity because you're their fucking parent. You should be supporting your child no matter what. And
yeah,
so that's what frustrates me. Dan, I want to ask you a question. Because we're talking about, if you haven't figured out, we're talking about Alec Bohm suing his parents. And let's say all the work you did in football, you make it to the NFL. Is your dad entitled to any of the money that you make as an NFL player? I can't hear you, buddy.
Typical Yankee running his mouth, but nobody can hear it because all it is wah 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 wah.
So, Ando, I'll ask you this: Do you?
Hold on, Dan. Did you say something?
I know. I heard that.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. Okay. I can hear you. Go, Dan.
All right, Dan.
That's fucking weird.
So,
all right.
Yay!
If you made the NFL, would your dad be entitled to any of the money that you make as an NFL player?
My dad would get some of the money, but he's not entitled to the money by any stretch of the imagination. I wouldn't say. It makes me wonder what Alec Bohm's parents are like. Are they living above? Like, what are we doing? Like, what's their lifestyle like? Like, are they wanting to like uphold a lifestyle that they've now gone, has become normal to them because they've been doing that.
They've had to have.
Yeah. So like, I mean, how much? Yeah, like how much of it just must have gotten nasty. Obviously, the whole thing must have gotten pretty nasty with his. I don't know anything about the personal parts of the story, but yeah, my dad would get some of that money, but he wouldn't be entitled to it. And if he was stealing from me, I'd probably sue him.
That's my key terminology to this is entitled. Nobody is entitled to anything, right? Yet alone the money that I'm making.
Right.
Now, if I ever went professional on anything, like professional streamer, and I'm making $50,000 a month, hey, Mom, Dad, how are you guys doing this month? Do you guys need anything extra? Right?
Yeah,
Hey, Rob, hey, sis, I got a little extra cash. Here's a little bump for the money that I'm giving you. But in no way, shape, or form should anybody believe that they're entitled just because your mom and dad. And hey, we put a roof over your head, for 18 years because that's our job. Now you got to pay. When people use that kind of terminology in that sense, that pisses me off, whether I'm related to it or not, right? As a parent, and Seven said it best. Erica, you also said it. It's your job to take care of it. Like that is you. Parental advisory is in effect. You guys boned, had sex, and fucked. You're responsible for whatever happens with that, right? For the next 18 years, your job is to take care of the bang, bang, boom, boom that you took care of, okay? That is your job, right? And there are adoption options that you have, right? If you want to put the kid up for adoption because you don't want to take care of him, I personally wouldn't go to that, but that's fine, right? But there are ways that you can go about doing that. But for you, as a parent, the child is looking up to you to take care of it because he can't cook his own food until you teach him how, right? I didn't know how to do laundry until I was like 10 because I always overloaded the washer with soap suds in those comedy movies where soap comes out of I couldn't do that because that's what I did, right? Dan, don't shake your head. I know you did it at least once. But the fact is as a parent, you need to take care of that kid, right? That is your job. And then for you, 5, 6, 7 years after the fact that they make a bit, hey, I didn't have to take care of you. You have to give me.
But Ando, but you got to sit here and look at it too. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. But you got to look at it too. They were taking money the whole time from him.
And that's
so
another
why
thing.
You need more money.
Exactly. That's a problem in and of itself. Is taking money that you're not being given permission to. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother story.
Your child trusted you to protect their assets and protect their money. And you as their parent were fucking stealing it?
Yep.
What is wrong with you?
I am. The more I read about
you're going to sue your child for more money that you've already stolen enough of? What is wrong with you? You are sick and twisted.
Yep. The more I read about this, the more I'm on Alec's side.
Just the thing for me that frustrates me is like as a parent, I can't begin to fathom wanting to put something like money in between my relationship with my child. And maybe that's just because like growing up without a dad, my relationship with my son is extremely important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to me, it baffles me that anybody would want to risk their relationship with their child over something as stupid as money. And to be stealing to that level, like that's, I mean, millions of dollars, siphoning money away and making claims of different things that were false. That's a fucking felony. You're muted, buddy.
Hope they liquefied their assets.
They better have, because that's insane. Like,
I mean, I don't I'm still genuinely trying to wrap my head around it because, Seven, as you asked, how would I feel? And I have sat back and thought, because I mean, I personally played volleyball. I was really good at volleyball. If I wouldn't have started smoking marijuana, I probably would have gone and played at college and been really good for a while. At that time, there was nothing on a professional league, though. So
we smoked weed after the fact, Eric.
Yeah, let's don't blame it on weed.
No, actually. Okay. You're a Yankees fan.
I'm gonna blame the weed for you not making it, right? Had you have been responsible and not smoked the weed until after you became a professional, you'd have more weed to smoke.
Yes,
and you could have bought much better weed. You could have bought much better weed.
based on what professional volleyball players get paid, she probably would actually have less weed if she had done that. So it's
No,
it's,
but
you'd have been touring in the Bahamas and shit, just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
There's no professional volleyball.
I don't know if.
But it's,
I don't know. I mean, even like just in my personal life, like, you know, like I don't expect anything from my parents. I don't expect for my parents to give me anything. I don't expect.
What's good, buddy? What's good,
Like,
Jory? Hey, Jory. Hey, Jory, how are you?
I don't know. It's like the whole situation is just like, it's just really crazy to me. I don't feel as if the parent should just automatically assume they're entitled to some money. They're entitled to this. They're entitled to that. I understand that, like, I don't know. I mean, I know when I put my own kid into sport, it's your job as the parent to get him here. It's your job. Okay, understood. Like, great. So, like, it is like my responsibility to it, like, a degree, but like that is also all of my like child's talent. That has nothing to do with me. All I did was supported your dream, and I'm so glad I could help you do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
One thing to ask. Like, if you ask your daughter for help, that's one thing. Or, hey, keep a ledger of how much money that I'm borrowing from you, or how much money that you're giving me so I can pay it back. That's one thing. From this standpoint, it just looked like they were like, oh, hey, he's going to make millions. He's going to make millions. He's going to make millions. Oh, we can't have you look at our financial. We can't have you look at our financial records, or we're going to lawyer up, because we don't want you to know just how much money we're taking. Like, this stinks. This stinks.
Can you imagine having to sue your own parents for a fucking felony?
I don't want to sue my parents for anything. Heaven forbid, man. Like
yeah, it's that. I think, man,
and
that's
hate
honestly
to see where it goes.
That's where I feel bad for Alec Bohm and all this, because, like, honestly, at the end of the day, it's money. But having to go after your parents for something of this magnitude, like, it's not like it's your interpreter that's stealing your money and gambling it away. This is somebody that's close to you that has now taken advantage of you in a very deeply personal way, and that's the frustrating part.
Jory said it best.
Braves. Yeah, he's taking the first elevator to hell. And no, you are 100% correct. The Braves look good. I was talking about that on a show I was on earlier. The Braves on a good track this year so far. At least.
About time too,
for sure. Absolutely. They don't get hit by the injury bug. I just go spend like 46 minutes in Oklahoma City and you'll disagree.
Or spend an hour in Sioux City.
Bro, what the fuck?
Oklahoma City at least has a professional team. Sioux City does not. We have a couple minor league teams.
Actually, I went to
put respect on it. It's the home of the 2025 national champions. Fuck off.
You mean NBA champions?
Whatever, shut up. I don't give a fuck. It's the same thing.
Norman ain't won a national championship in something
other
than softball. I
didn't watch basketball. I don't care. They throw it into a hoop. But you know what? I know what it means when you go, Kobe. I know that. Can I get credit for that?
Yeah, it means you crash into a mountain.
God damn it, 7. And I'm going to HR.
It was there, like the mountain. It was there.
Yeah. I'd make a Kobe joke right now, but it probably wouldn't fly.
God.
Daniel.
My heart.
I feel bad for Alec Bohm in this, because that's
in his helicopter parents.
Yeah.
They're hovering. They're for sure hovering. Let me tell you,
they're hovering and they're expensive, so they're definitely a helicopter. That's for damn sure. It's such a shitty situation, and the fact that he has to do that it's
unfortunate, man.
It's unfortunate. It really is.
Money changes people.
So, next, we're going to talk about something that actually physically pains me on this show to have to discuss. Last night, Shohei Ohtani started for the LA Dodgers, his first starting pitching spot of the season. Shohei Ohtani pitched 6 innings. He only gave up 1 hit. He had 6 strikeouts and 3 walks with an ERA, obviously, of 0. In his return, did any of you watch the game?
I did not know.
You disappoint me. Both of you disappoint
Well, it's the Dodgers, so I'm
I
sure
did.
I'm not watching.
Unless
It's the only game available, and then I'll watch it. Kind of like I am tonight.
Again,
watched
my
the,
MLB is being stupid, so I'm struggling here on the struggle bus.
user error.
It's not user error, it's creator error. You know who I'm looking at.
Not me, because I'm not worth looking at.
This one
you
right
looking at-
here. This
Are you looking
one.
at oh, there's nobody over there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, there is.
No, see, because I'm on top of you, and Dan is to your left.
Okay,
That's how I have it.
Nobody's on top of me.
Well,
Pause.
and
That's how,
in this
that's how
particular-
7 has it. That's how 7 has it.
Time out.
Pause. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, okay, Dan, you said you watched the Shohei start.
Yeah. I watched the breakdown version, the quick version or whatever.
All right.
The
what'd
review
you see,
game.
man?
You can get a pretty good. Dude, it's Shohei, man. He's still. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up the health the entire season. Doing that all. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like starting every 5 days and playing every day. It's a lot. But it doesn't seem like he's slowing down any. Probably because he just goes back to his house and they just charge him up. They just put that fucking cord in his back and he just like, and he just like sits there and stares at
He's
the wall
not
until
a fucking
until he
robot.
recharges.
I
Until he
don't
recharges.
believe you.
There's no
Guys,
proof
he's not a
otherwise.
robot.
There's actually no proof that he's not. There's no proof that he's not.
right.
And
But here's what I'm going to say. If he's
Other
not
than
a
his gambling
robot,
advice.
if he's not a robot, how is he doing what Babe Ruth did on cigarettes, weed, and all the fat shit that he used to eat, right? Shohei's
Bourbon,
body is in good shape.
Cognac.
Yep.
Well,
So if
Hispanic
you're not on
guys-
drugs, if you're
Hispanic
not on
guys know how to
drugs,
play.
if you're not on drugs, you have to be a robot to be able to play that well. And as an assessment.
Or it's
Um,
just he trained really well and he got himself good enough to play where he's playing. And
You know who else trained really well? His interpreter.
It just makes no sense that nobody else has ever done it. Like, and then he just comes up and like it. I mean, Rick Ankiel did it. Tony, you remember Rick Ankiel?
I do not.
Yeah.
The Cardinals in the early 2000s. So Rick Ankiel was a relief pitcher who played center field, but he was like just below average at actual playing the field. And then he was a little bit above average as a relief pitcher. He's probably he was okay. But there's been nobody that went 50-50 and can also start 30 times a year. There's absolutely no precedent for that at all. It's not a real thing. Like when Babe Ruth was doing it. What's up, Kyle? Hey, Cal.
Hey, Cal.
No,
Hi, Cal.
but when Hey, Cal. No, when
My
when
name is not Pat.
now we just can't stop doing it. When Babe Ruth was playing, there was no Hispanic guys, or Japanese guys,
Or black guys.
or black guys, or anybody else other than fat white guys who could just like that's. I'm starting to have a theory. I don't think Babe Ruth was real. I think he was a publicity stunt. They just wheeled him in so he could take one at bat.
He's
And
the
then,
single man globetrotter for baseball.
They just changed him out. They just
Yep.
his body double played right field, and then
Oh
he
my
would just
gosh.
like be in the back, and he was just like a super strong man. They just put
Yeah.
magnets in his bat or whatever.
Yeah.
No, he's Babe Ruth wasn't real, but no, he wasn't. Anyway, there's been nobody who's done it to this level. Obviously, even Babe Ruth at this point wasn't. I don't know if he was that dominant. To tell you the truth, like on the mound, I don't think he was that dominant. But like, yeah, no, he looks good, man. He's got a splitter now. Fucking dude's got like 7 pitches. All right, and he speaks in Japanese, so nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Like he's got a splinker and all that stuff.
I think now you're just making up names of pitches, Dan.
No, it's a split.
Or are
it's a
these,
split,
like, have you
it's-
actually
it's-
seen it? You've
it's
seen
a
his
split
itinerary
sinker.
pitches. Okay.
Yeah, it's a split sinker. It's a splinker.
Oh,
Slinker.
okay.
Yeah.
Here
No,
I
I
am
don't think
thinking you were
Shohei
making shit
has
up.
one. Shohei doesn't have one of those, but like Paul Skeens has a splinker, which is one of the nastiest pitches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But,
Says the Mets, who got 5 runs off of him.
yeah, that was. Did you watch that game, Ando?
I did.
'Cause
I
was
caught
all-
the 35 pitches.
Last week on this show, I believe, I said that Paul Skeens didn't benefit from the fact that Oneil Cruz was a shortstop. And then Oneil Cruz switched to center field, and Oneil Cruz was the one reason why Paul Skeens gave up 5 runs in that game. There's no like Oneil Cruz fucked 2 of those outs immediately. Like I said it last week, like Oneil Cruz is a terrible defender. Like he just he just is. Like he's just a terrible defender. Like I don't know where he's supposed to play at, but like he's a freak athlete. The guy's I love Oneil Cruz as a player, but like yeah.
He's also
Yeah.
prone to mistakes, and you're 100% correct on that assessment of what happened in that game with Paul Skeens' start. It's like but also, and I said this on the show that I was on earlier, he was locating okay. He did miss a few pitches, but every pitcher does. It wasn't anything that was out of the ordinary. The Mets were just seeing the ball really, really well in that game, and for me, it was shocking. Because I did not expect the Mets to start as strong as they have, and they do look really good right now. But Paul Skeens it was really just a bad outing. And we were talking about this earlier on the show that I was on. And if you look around the league, pretty much everybody that was in the World Baseball Classic looks like shit right now.
Yep. Even Aaron Judge, especially Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh, but especially Aaron Judge.
Judge, Cal Raleigh, like Garrett Crochet really hasn't looked bad, but he got cut up today. When his opening day start, he looked really good, but he got cut up today.
Tony,
all the bats are messing up.
Do we actually know what Cal Raleigh looked like in the World Baseball Classic? Because I could have swore that he bounced out in the last game, and he kind of quit. He kind of quit on his country.
All right, Dan. He got benched the last 2 games. He got benched
I
the last 2 games.
Yeah, in baseball they call that getting benched, and in the Army they call it desertion. But yeah, that's the same thing.
No. Desertion would have been if he left the team because he was still there in support of Team USA.
Yeah. He just decided not to play.
We'll go captain's mask. Let's say captain's mask.
But he didn't look good throughout the entire World Baseball Classic. Like I honestly wonder if something's not wrong with Cal Raleigh. But all of those players are having issues. It's and the way that I saw it, and I want to get your guys' take on this, is because you can see a lot of veteran guys. They'll look like shit for about a month after the season starts. They may start okay and then they'll slump down for like a month or something like that, and then they'll kind of get right back into it. Like a lot of guys don't have a very good month in May.
Yeah.
But then by the end of May, they're back into it. They're in the rhythm. They're getting a hit, a couple of hits a game, and everything kind of starts to work itself back out. I think these guys have just started their slump early because they just spent a month playing meaningful baseball already. And so now they're getting into that slump. And so mid-April, we're going to start to see those guys bust open and start to make some moves.
Yeah. May I remind you just from a historical standpoint, a year and 8 months ago, be 2 years ago, Aaron Judge started the year hitting 141 in the first month and ended up with 63 home runs. So just your daily reminder that doesn't matter how Aaron Judge starts. We'll be okay.
Yeah, that's not just Aaron Judge though. I think a lot of these guys are gonna start to find their groove in a few weeks. Like it's gonna take some time because they had to ramp up quicker. They had to play meaningful baseball when they should have been just ramping up and hanging out with the boys, getting to know their teammates. And so I think it's impacted things. And Boston is 1-5. Boston also had 8 players in the World Baseball Classic.
Well, and here's my thought process as well. And Seven, you had touched on it a second ago about they're slumping out now. But that's maybe not a bad thing because at the end of the day, maybe that's setting us up for some really great, phenomenal baseball as we're going into Memorial Day and going into the net, and moving forward. Like we could be potentially setting up for a really amazing season in baseball if that's what's going to happen. I mean, that would be great. Yeah, see, you can't panic till Memorial Day. Yay.
Right, and
Unless you're a Mariners
it's
fan.
and the Mets. I like what Kyle said here. The Mets have to start well so they can crush Mets fans' hearts in September.
Yeah, they can't be bad. They can't be bad the whole time.
But
They can't be bad the whole
Look,
time.
we
They have
can
to-
only say that when Will is on the show, so we have to save that for Monday night.
I'm gonna put that clip on the Sports Report page.
Nice.
I have access now. No,
Yay!
the
Finally, huh?
the thing. Well, no,
Gotta
for the
host your-
TikTok. I've had the Facebook. I just haven't had the TikTok.
You got to
he
host your own
handled
show around here to get access, huh?
it. Right.
See what's up.
That's pretty much what it is.
Goddamn corporate.
Wait till
But
the end of the show,
my-
sir.
My only question.
No, I'm going to start now.
My only question is, do you guys think that injuries could be a bigger issue with these guys because of having to start so much quicker? Like, are we going to see Wilyer Abreu pull a hammy in June because he didn't have time to get up to speed like he would? Or are we going to see Aaron Judge end up with, another issue with his foot or his elbow or whatever? Like, are we going to see any of these? Do you think we see more of these things pop up from those guys versus, comparatively other players in the league?
His foot was because he ran through a fucking wall, by the way.
I'm
You know.
using it as an
You
example.
remember that?
I'm
Remember he
it's
ran
not-
through the wall?
Yes,
It's
I
just-
remember because it was in Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, he ran through the wall, and it's still like the wall had to move out of the way.
He
Here's
fought the
my-
wall and the wall won.
Yeah.
He fought the wall and the wall won. Sorry, I had to sing that.
He
Well,
pulled
my
it-
my
he
That
pulled
actually
Gavin
works.
Lux.
That works nically because of the law and Judge and yeah.
You just have
Go
to
ahead.
take one L off and switch the L and the W, man, and it works.
Something like that,
But no,
anyway.
my philosophy is this, man. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see the slumps are happening, I think, earlier because training camp wasn't necessarily training camp this year because a lot of guys who should have been at spring training were playing, you said it yourself, meaningful baseball. You're also having people who are putting more effort sooner into the season, so there's not as much gas in the tank. It's kind of that philosophy that I use with wrestling. If you're not in the right spot at the right time, you're going to get injured. Had they not been playing baseball in February and March, or not playing as much baseball in February and March, their leg wouldn't be in the position that it is, or their arm wouldn't be in the position that it is. So I think we'll see it. But I kind of, to Erica's point, like it because baseball's kind of unpredictable when we add extra games at the beginning of the year. So it makes it more fun for the fan to watch, and I'm enjoying it more. I've watched more baseball already this year because of the World Baseball Classic. Honestly, because of the show, I can't just, talk shit out of my ass and pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Shut up, Dan. All right. I'll deal with you in a minute.
You know
Yeah,
how
if you
that's
like
going to go. Just don't
Yeah,
try it, Andrew.
Yeah. Nope. Not doing it. Not doing it. I'm going to concede like the Mariners did to the Yankees today. By the way, fuck the Yankees. But no,
I haven't watched the game yet.
What's that?
I haven't watched the game yet. Thanks for telling me. And
Yeah, you're like you.
I figured that was probably the end, but yeah, I
You
didn't
shut
know.
up. Can you mute him, Seven? Can you mute
I can
him,
pretty much
please?
guess.
Please, every fucking Yankees fan would love to see him muted. Please, for me, can you mute him? Please.
Oh God.
I'll mute
And this
myself.
is why
though.
people don't like you as a Red Sox fan, Seven, because you don't just roll over. The Red Sox are rolling over this year. They're showing their big old bellies this year, going, 1-5. I do not have room to talk. You know what? I'm going to shut up now. Seven, go ahead.
I'd keep digging yourself a hole, bro. Like
I
it's
mean myself
good
now.
to. I haven't watched somebody dig a hole like that since the movie Holes with us with
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia
Shia
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
I fucked up. I fucked up.
and-
Love
I
that
fucked up.
movie.
I fucked up. I did it wrong. I fucked up. It's on me. I
Is
fucked
that
up.
what
It's
I-
on me. I fucked up.
Is that what
It's
I'm
on me.
supposed to say? Because I fucked up.
Fucked up.
I fucked up. It's on me. I fucked
I
up.
fucked up. It's on me.
All right. Dan
It's on
told
me,
me
I
that I
fucked up.
fucked up, so I fucked up. So I got to fix
definitely have
myself
to mark this
and
this
admit
episode.
that I fucked
This
up.
is-
So
Oh,
I don't think
Jesus.
parental
Yeah, I don't
advisory is
think-
in effect, people.
it is.
Hey,
It was.
in case no one caught it, Ando fucked up.
Hey, there we go. Can we change that to next week's show podcast Name Deferred Ando Fucked Up? Because in some way, shape, or form, I probably did.
Hey,
Oh, God.
listen.
I just don't know if
you
there's
were-
anything there for
At
me.
least you were in
No
the
answers.
intro. I was still deferred until next fucking season.
Yeah,
it
but
feels
you
like.
were expecting that because Seven told you you're probably deferred until next year. So
I just
I
haven't
will
gotten
say
time to
this.
put it in yet.
I will say
I've got
this,
the
I
stuff,
did.
I just haven't done it.
Or
It's okay.
or,
I'm deferred. It's okay.
Or-
Podcast
or maybe-
participants preferred.
maybe Seven didn't want the horny side of TikTok and Facebook to watch the show. Maybe
No, I just
that's
want
it.
views. I don't care if they're horny or not. That's their problem. not
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
I
we're
fucked
going
up.
for
Then
But that
somehow
goes-
it in turns becomes
Guys.
my problem. Seven.
No,
and I
guys.
no,
I mean-
no. I fucked up. I
Hey,
fucked up.
You did. You fucked up.
What else is
I
she on the
fucked up.
show for, Tony? What else would she be on the show for?
Come on, if I was trying to have her on the show because of her attractiveness level, I would have picked somebody else.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's not that. I look like Taylor Swift from the back. It's a board. Okay. There is nothing attractive about this.
It's a board.
And
Nah,
somehow I fucked up.
All right.
And somehow you go to HR and not me.
It's very selective.
AFU.
I play favorites.
AFU.
I play favorites.
Ando fucked up. AFU.
I've been to an HR meeting. It is basically just Tony trying to have sex with you the entire time. It's not pleasant.
It's all right. Seven
No
doesn't know
way.
where I hid the baby oil, so he's not doing it tonight.
I keep it at my desk. You're fine.
That's where you think. That's where you think. Don't you see how beautiful my skin is tonight and how oily it looks?
Ew. That's
He's just
disgusting.
using it. He's using it just normally. He's not
Just
using it for anything
normally.
but just his face.
No, I use this directive.
Totally.
Again, AFU.
Um,
Ando fucked up. Hey, Seven,
A
let's talk
big-
about that. Let's talk about that Marlins hitter or that Marlins pitcher.
Actually, save that for we're gonna. I just a real quick couple of things that have. And before we get to that and start to wrap up, couple of things. Max Fried in his Yankees debut for the season, 6-1 scoreless, only gave up 2 hits. Tarek
That was
Skubal
his second.
had 6 innings of scoreless ball. Phillies Christopher Sanchez, who I am a huge fan of, struck out 10 in his 6-inning start.
Tony, I'd like to make a correction on that. Max Fried has started twice now.
Yeah,
He
Well,
has
Well, that was his
13
first start. His first start.
against the
13
Giants,
in the
not the
third.
Mariners, right?
13 and a third. Yeah, he's been 13 and a third scoreless to start the season.
Yeah.
Max
So
Fried- Max
he
Fried.
didn't give up any for the second one too. Okay.
No, he
yeah,
did not
he-
give up any runs. Yeah, I think he gave up like 2 hits against the Mariners yesterday because he was the one that pitched that
looks-
gem against Seattle.
He looked good.
Dude,
It's-
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I rave about the Mariners, and this is me saying it as I'm vomiting out my mouth. The Yankees pitching core is legit this year.
It's just, and just think about the fact that they don't even have Garrett Cole back yet.
No,
We're just deep as fuck. Or Carlos
It's-
Rodon.
yeah,
Or Carlos Rodon. Like, and that's the thing is I think that
they're not moving
depending on how
slicker,
long
like-
it takes for. I will say that Toronto has a solid rotation in the AL East. Like theirs is definitely right there, but the Yankees do have the best rotation in the AL East.
Yeah.
And even when you get Garrett Cole back and Carlos Rodon for New York, and you get some of the guys that are injured for Toronto, like Trey Esavage, like Toronto's still going to be up there, but the Yankees have the best rotation right now.
We had to
Um,
send Luis Heel, the 2024 AL Rookie of the Year. We sent him to AAA because we don't have room in our starting rotation. Like it's
Yeah.
it's just
It's-
deep. That's all it is. We just have a bunch of
What
them.
about
Just have a bunch of them.
Man, I almost wonder with him. They said I would want him closer, especially for when you have to do a bullpen game. I would almost want to have him on. Just say he's a bullpen guy, just to
Deal?
keep him going.
For
Yeah,
sure.
and then-
have it. Yeah.
And then and just give yourself a 6th starter for just in case. That way you don't have to wait to call him up. He's just right there because it's easier to get a bullpen guy out of AAA or AA that's ready than trying to time calling up Luis Heel, because timing is going to be part of it as well. Like, how long is he until he's actually going to be available? When did he pitch last? Like, especially because of injury. Like, I would rather have him there than down in.
So they know what's going on. Like they know what's going on with this pitch count and stuff. Somebody gets bounced but like none of these guys are getting bounced. I mean, but it's inevitable to happen. Obviously, somebody's getting
But,
bounced in the
like,
first
it's-
inning, right? So like then you could just put
I-
Heel in, and it's just basically like a start for him.
I'm more worried about injury than anything else. Because like with Yankees rotation, I don't really think like you have to plan. Like you could, it wouldn't be bad. Max Fried or Cole or somebody is getting touched up in the first inning. Like it happens occasionally. would it be good to be able to pull him out for 5 innings from the from the bullpen, and know that you're going to keep everything on track and not drain this, strain your bullpen, stuff like that. That is a valid.
You mean to have like a long, I guess, long reliever, not just some. Okay.
Right, a long reliever, but more likely
before that 5th inning, though.
You might want that's Cole that you have to take out before the 5th inning, not.
Oh shit, Erica!
I
heard that.
I couldn't help myself. I'm so sorry.
I do think that it's not a surprise that Garrett Cole is waiting until after the Yankees have played the Giants to start, because he doesn't want to have to face Rafi Devers again. But so he'll just save that for next year, postseason, whatever. But no, like the Yankees, that rotation is just stupid. It's just stupid good.
Haters gonna hate.
I got some numbers today. 68% of ABS challenges by pitchers are successful. 63% of challenges by the hitters are successful. I did make the prediction that we were going to see more offense than stellar pitching, and we have seen more offense than stellar pitching to start the year. But there has been some stellar pieces.
Can we just note there that the amount of talent that is in Major League Baseball, where the guys whose job it is to call balls and strikes is not as good as the guy who's standing at the plate trying to hit said pitch.
Right.
His location actually isn't as good as the guy who's trying to hit the fucking pitch in the first place. Well, that's crazy to me.
So
that's crazy.
But I mean, look at like that challenge. I think it was from Judge yesterday, where it clipped the top of the zone by like the stitches on the fucking ball. It was so minute that it clipped the zone, but they called it they confirmed it was a strike. Like that's how close everything is.
Yeah, because there was a pitch
which I
in the
think
game
is just
against,
insane.
There was a pitch in the game against Cleveland and Seattle. 7th inning, just clipped the inside corner. Rally caught the ball. Umpire called it a ball, tapped his head, and like 5 seconds later, like any other inch, and it would have been a ball. But again, it just shows that location, and the people catching and throwing know exactly where the ball is supposed to be.
So,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So we had the one moment with Judge, which would have been, it was on national TV, I know, but it was one of the was it the Seattle game or something where he caught the low strike, and he's caught more low strikes than. Dude, I'm talking like every other game. There's one where you're just like, okay, he's way too tall for that. Like that's not. Yeah, I understand that's where the regular strike zone's at, but this is going to the middle of his shin and it's called a strike. Yeah. He called ABS that one. It got called a strike. It got changed to a ball because it was off by like 0.1 inch, and that changed the count. That changed the count and got him back to 2 strikes. And the next pitch he hit at 431 feet in the left field. So there you have that's a perfect example. Like he would have been struck. He'd have struck out. There was like he swung and missed the next pitch. Like that would have been 3 strikes or whatever. But
that's I mean, you had the horrible job by CB Bucknor that we talked about earlier before you were able to actually get in. But like one of the things that I've noticed, and I want to get your guys' take on this, and then we're going to talk about that Marlins pitcher that had their first complete game of the year. One of the things I've noticed is it seems to be more the catcher challenging the pitch than the pitcher. I feel like that's got to be intentional, just because obviously their view is going to be better. Do you think that's going to shift or change as the season goes on, Dan?
No, probably not. I mean, the catcher clearly has the best angle at where the strike zone would be set up at and everything. Like obviously he's on the plate, he's right on the plate, so he has like different perspective as far as like I guess now that I think of it, the batter has over the plate, but not really because you're looking at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
So so like it would be, but still like I mean that dude, those guys you have to get right up over those guys' shoulders. So like I mean the guy at the plate has a better.
Even then, the umpire still has to worry about depth. Like he has height and width taken care of, but it's the depth of where the ball lands that you got to worry about, that you don't have the best views and up.
Well, and that's where, as the catcher, like Dan said, catcher has best visibility.
Dude, I agree. I don't think we'll see a change from the catcher's position. I think 70%, I think sounds about right. We may see a dip a little bit from pitchers and batters, But because of the location that the catchers have, I don't think we'll see a change in that.
And you're saying depth-wise, you're saying when it goes over the plate.
Correct.
It's hard
Right,
for him to
well,
tell when it goes over the plate.
Yeah.
The thing for me is like with some of these, because like with the way that the zone works, like think about just like the square part of home plate. That's kind of really what they're looking at, like it's like as the zone as far as like
I was going to say
the wall is concerned. And so like if a pitch even just nicks that,
that's it.
Yeah,
it just has to get in.
It
has to go in the box though, because there is an actual like strike zone box that's 3-dimensional, right? So you have to go depth-wise too.
Right.
And that goes what, all the way to the back of home plate, to the tip of home plate? That's
Yeah,
where I don't
it's
understand.
Square.
Yeah.
I think it's the square.
Just the square.
Yeah, just the square part. We think about the home, just that square part. It has to clip in that zone somewhere, whether it's like on the side, on the top, on the corner, even if like it goes over the front, like clips going
On the way down.
On the way down in the back of that, of that square going down to home plate, because that's where I'm pretty sure that's where the sensors are, is basically at those corners.
They're just but they're just showing 2-dimensional views when they show the reviews.
Right.
So
they're basically me at some point in that part of the pillar, if you will. I guess you could call it, that is the strike zone. It clipped it at that part somewhere in there.
But I have a question. Wouldn't they have to change the shape of the ball? You know what I'm saying? Like the shape of the ball would change a little bit. Like there would be like a tail on it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there'd be like a ball, and then there'd be like a second part of that ball that would come down. Does that make sense? If they weren't just doing it 2-dimensional. So like if they're just doing it 2-dimensional, I understand that. That's just straight up. Like it's just either it's in the box or it's not, right? Touches any part of the box. Right. So I think that's what they have to be doing, because if it was through there, they'd have to show like the whole, because those balls definitely move over the plate, correct? So if there was 12 inches of depth or whatever to that, right?
Yeah.
Then there would be like a movement to it, correct? Like so that they're just showing straight circles.
Yeah.
So they're saying it's going over at one spot. It's just a flat plane, right? That's what they're saying.
I almost think it's basically really what they're showing is, if you look at that if you take that area and you look at it on a 2-dimensional piece, where did it first touch the strike zone?
Okay.
At that square, like at that point where the batter's box, the strike zone is. Like, where did it first touch it? Because like if you look at like when a pitch is like in the strike zone fully, like you're seeing that just that circle. That's where it touched it first time, because like you'll even see them where like, especially like you think like a slider, where like it hits the zone and then kind of slides out near the front of the plate, but it started in the zone. Yeah. When it was actually crossing the plate, like it's still just going to show that spot. And so it still counts. Yeah. So I think that I think that part's been interesting to see how close they've gotten with some of these. And honestly, like it to a point, it almost gives me a little bit more respect for what umpires have to deal with, because it's clearly like very hard. And now you have to have the same small strike zone, whereas and players have to learn that. Whereas before it was like, okay, CB Bucknor's on the mound. He calls a wider strike zone. He likes to call him low and away a little bit more. So I know that I have to kind of cheat to that a little bit to stay in the at-bat, especially later on. And you had to plan for it like that. Well, now you've got veteran guys that have been in the league for 15 years. Like, no, you're not planning for CB strike zone. You're planning for your actual technical strike zone.
Yeah, because that's what the ABS system's going to call.
What was that CB Bucknor quote with his wife, where he's talking about his wife? And he's like, "Yeah, my wife doesn't remember the last time that he's like something about ABS. And he was like, it's like having your wife there to tell you every time that you don't do something. He's like, but my wife doesn't remember every time that I fuck it up though, or something like that. It's like he was talking about how ABS just remembers everything that he fucks up. Like he's like, yeah, it's hilarious. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and I don't know. Was that CB Bucknor or was that one of the other ones?
It might have been. Yeah, it might not have been him.
I don't
know. It sounds like something Bucknor would say.
Hey, Ando, can you look that up?
Yeah.
Ando, can you look that up for me?
All right.
Thanks, Ando.
Bucknor,
Jamie Ando.
Jamie Ando.
Jamie Ando.
Wife. Nope, that's the wrong wife.
Hey, we do it because he's the worst. Because he's the worst at looking stuff up, so it always takes the longest, and like that's why we like it so much. Like, yeah, there's the video from 10 minutes ago that we were talking about. There you go.
He's like, hey, he's a Mariners fan. Give him a minute, okay?
Just for everybody listening and watching, we don't actually hate Ando. It's just light bullying. That's our friendship. and he's
It's
kind of
our
into
love
it.
language.
He likes to be humiliated a little bit every once in a while.
Yeah.
So
Just don't spit in my
we're
face
just-
and call me a bitch.
Yeah.
No, you have to pay us extra for that.
That's
No,
why
you
you go to
no,
HR
no,
every day.
no,
So he does call you a bitch.
You guys better not call me a bitch or spit in my face. Like
Just-
I don't
hey,
accept either of those.
Zip up your leather suit and get back in your chest now, Ando.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good God. Somebody needs to take control here.
I am
He's just
not
like,
seeing.
zzz,
I am not seeing anything online.
It's a Gimp mask.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
the,
know if
it's
it
the
was
pointy
Bucknor that
nose
said
Gimp
it.
mask, Tony. It's the pointy nose Gimp mask.
Yeah, of course.
Long-
No, it's the pyramid head. Come on,
With like
get it right.
spikes on it. It's got spikes on it for some reason.
Yep.
He's wearing knee-high zip-up boots. We're just like, I don't know where you got those at. Must have found them in the trunk.
Look, you guys can't see below my waist. You don't know if I'm wearing
Yeah.
pants or not.
Oh,
I
dog.
mean, is anybody?
No.
It was the umpire that had that quote was Lance Barksdale.
Okay.
And he said, what was the quote?
Hold on, let me see. You
And
haven't
Andy
lived
will-
until a robot corrects your strike zone 10 times. It's like my wife watching me parallel park. Technically helpful, spiritually devastating. At least when the ABS system corrects me, it doesn't also bring up a call I missed in 2019.
Yes, it's so good. That's such a good quote.
Like, and that's the thing is, I like a sense of humor about that stuff. Like, it's these guys understand. Like, these guys understand why this is here, and a lot of umps are even in support of it because you don't have a lot of these arguing with the ump anymore. Like, if you like, with the exception of like what happened with Boston CB Bucknor, but like, it's far less now, which it actually makes their job a little easier. Because like, if a batter or a catcher doesn't like a pitch call, tap your fucking head.
Yeah. And look, I think anybody,
go ahead.
I think anybody in a real job would love that. Hey, can you give me an assist real quick? Tell me if I did something right or wrong. Cool, thanks. We'll get it right next time. Appreciate it.
Speaking of dudes who like abuse, MLB umpires are all about, bro. Those guys are some masochistic motherfuckers. You know they are, dude. They're just like, yeah. They're like, yeah, yell at me. I like it.
But when Jen Powell gets called up to run MLB games from AAA, it's because she likes being able to stand up to them.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just the opposite end of the thing.
Yeah. She's the opposite end of the spectrum.
Bro, NBA refs are the worst of the worst masochists. Like, that's all they get done. All day, those guys just like, it's something about black dudes yelling at you. You got to have a thing about it. There's got to be like a weird,
Well, hold on. Is Scott Foster the Jen Powell because he likes the other side of the spectrum? Like, how does he factor into that with NBA refs?
What do you mean? Does he
Scott
like
Foster? Because like, well, no, because like he's kind of a pain in the ass as a referee. He definitely singles guys out. You know, he's probably part of the reason why Chris Paul doesn't have an NBA title. Like, but he has that opposite angry energy of what you normally see with an NBA ref. So how does it, like, is he the Jen Powell of that one? Cause it's the opposite.
Yeah. He uses that as spank bank when he goes home at night.
Oh my God.
There's probably something sexual about it. Let's just be honest.
There's gotta be.
Yeah. I mean,
he just
like,
keeps that straight face until he goes into the bathroom at the basketball game and,
may or may
LeBron yelled
not
at me.
have
LeBron.
He may or may not have gotten snuck into Russell Westbrook's room more than once. That's all I'm going to say.
James Harden and his beard. Oh my God.
Carl Anthony Towns has a
hey girl
phone number in his phone that is for a burner phone that is held by Scott Foster. That's what it is.
Wait,
Russ
the burner
Westbrook
phone?
and
You
Carl
mean the
Anthony
same one
Towns
that
are
Kevin
here.
Durant gives to him?
What
Carl
did you
Anthony
say,
Towns is here. Hey girl. Hey girl. Russ is here too. Hey girl.
So let's go ahead and close it out. Before we do that, we do want to talk about the Marlins pitcher who had the first complete game of the year. And
did you say pitcher or bitcher?
Both.
It's the Marlins. So both.
I'm going to go ahead and assume he didn't say bitcher since that's not an actual position in baseball that we're talking about. But yeah, we'll go ahead and say that's what he said.
Hey, we have female coaches. That's.
I'm
kidding. That is a joke. That is a joke.
Kobe.
She technically brought that up, so that's actually just on her.
That is. It really is.
Yeah. So first off, shout out to the Miami Marlins. 5-1 through 6 games. They currently lead the NL East. I don't know if it's sustainable with the payroll that the Miami Marlins team has, but hats off to you. I mean, granted, you played the White Sox and the Rockies. I think are the two teams that you played.
Yeah.
Hats off to you. And I'm probably going to butcher the name, Sandy Alcantara.
Alcantara, yes.
Through the first complete game of the MLB season and a 93-pitch shutout during the Marlins 10-0 win over the White Sox on Wednesday. It is, how do you say his name?
Sandy Alcantara.
Yep. It is his second career complete game shutout with fewer than 100 pitches, which is also known, I did not know this, that is known as a Maddox in honor of Hall of Famer Greg Maddox.
That's really
he was
Yeah.
known for that. Yeah, that was his bread and butter.
I did not know that. I knew Maddox threw a lot of complete games, but I didn't know he did it under under 100 pitches. So
he did.
Historically, in Major League Baseball, Maddox did not throw a lot of complete games. For example, in 1879, Will White threw 75 complete games. I'm going to say that again. Threw 75 complete games in one season.
That was Cy Young threw like 80 complete games in a season 1 year. Like there's
the record for most games in
like that.
75. Will White.
Okay, so like he had like 60 or 70 or something. But it's because back then you didn't have a bullpen. It was you're the starting pitcher. Good luck to your arm.
Modern era is 48.
Yeah, no,
modern era is 48.
When was that?
That was 1904.
That's not the modern era. They were still doing it.
Since 20, yeah. Okay, since 36. 36.
2036? We're not even there yet, Dan.
No, 1920.
Okay. There was 36.
No, sorry, 1946. 1946 is the live ball era. So 1920 is the live ball era, and 1946, Bob Feller, through 36 in the same season.
Okay. All right. That means basically every game he stepped out on the mound, he pitched a complete game.
Essentially, yeah. You'd have to do that. Yeah, pretty much.
They did because at that point they were running 4- and 5-man rotations, so he had that. That's every game he steps on the mound, he's pitching a complete game.
Number 2 all time, Old Hoss Radbourne of the 1884 Providence Grays.
Let's go. That's a badass name right there.
That's trivia on 10.
Let's go. Remember that for baseball night.
Old Hoss Radbourne. Old Hoss Radbourne.
Hoss Radbourne.
Great name.
But yeah, so
he pitched the fuck out of that name.
Yep. So he pitched the complete game, struck out 7, hit a batter, and had 3 singles. No batter reached second base in the game after a dominant outing against Colorado in the season opener. He has extended his scoreless streak to 15 innings. So hats off to him. Like I said, I don't know if it's sustainable, but hats off to the Marlins. Actually, the entire NL East is at 500 or better.
For the first time ever, the NL East, all of them won their opening day game.
Yeah.
The entire division started 1-0.
Nice. Mariners can't say that because
Sandy Alcantara. Sorry. Sandy Alcantara is like the version of like Brad Penny would be the closest Dodgers comparison I could make from like the early 2000s. Brad Penny, the right, big Haas righty. For the Mariners, it'd be probably King Felix, but that's not. Yeah. Like Felix was way more talented though. But the workhorse right-hander thing makes sense in that comparison.
Maybe Freddie Garcia. Would that be a close?
That's better.
I think that's better. Yeah, that's better.
Ours would be like the Yankees would be like a CC Sabathia type.
Yeah.
But righty, obviously. Yeah. They just use their weight. Sandy Alcantara's like 6'5", 250. He's a big fucking dude. So he's taking that thing. Looks like a golf ball in his hand. And he's just out there just throwing that thing 112 times a game. You don't give a fuck, dude. Yeah, he's throwing his weight behind it. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
You know who was looking at Sandy Alcantara in the offseason and decided to pass on him and instead got Sonny Gray?
The Red Sox.
The fucking Red Sox. The fucking Red Sox, who have one goddamn starting pitcher right now that doesn't suck.
Hey, how do you feel about Chris Sales? Chris Sales is doing pretty good in Atlanta too, bud.
He can go fuck a cactus. Don't even get me started on that motherfucker. Bones made of glass for 3 years in Boston. sucking the goddamn payroll dry, gets traded to fucking Atlanta, and all of a sudden he can get hit by balls, he can stay on the fucking mound, he can throw 90 pitches a game.
Way to go, Ando.
Yourself, Chris Sale.
Yo, I think this is the perfect times for Seven Severance. I think that should be Seven's little. Yeah, I think that should be his little when he goes on a rant.
I'm good. I feel better. I feel
Glad I could help. See, Ando fucked up again. Thank you.
A little
So proud of you,
therapeutic.
Ando.
I do what I can to help the team.
All right. Okay. So thank you for those of you that have been watching with us. We do appreciate you. We will be back next week. If you want to listen to the episode, it will be on Spotify. Usually takes me till in the morning to get it because for some reason it takes forever to download that after we get done. But I will get it up by the morning, and then you'll catch at least Dan and Ando and I on the Sports Report on Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on a Wide Wire Sports Network. We do want to say thank you to the Wide Wire Sports Network for allowing us to be a part of you guys. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Wide Wire Sports has a lot of great shows every morning and evening. Hosted by individuals.
Allows us to do anything.
They allow us, Dan.
We don't march in this corporate fucking bullshit. All right.
Oh dear God, here goes Dan's rant.
We're here for the sports. Okay. When do we stop doing it for the love of the game? Is really the question. When and for the money. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Your Roku channel. You fascist pigs.
Coming. We appreciate you.
Fascist